For us, it's an inspirational place. We can come in from our urban lifestyle, walk into the middle of Lincoln Park, and all of a sudden become one with the park, see the birds, the greenery, the ducks, and we can place ourselves by looking at the buildings, but we know that we're in such a special place. The interiors are done in the arts and crafts style. The whole arts and crafts movement was about keeping things in perspective of exercising restraint. So it's lots of woods and natural materials. It's not raucous, it's not hip, it's not modern nor trendy. My style is very much rooted in a European tradition, but it uses seasonal American local product as much as possible. For me, I'd like people to be able to clearly identify what season they're in by looking at their plate and looking at the menu rather than looking outside.
So Keisha, North Pond is certainly in a unique location. Tell us why you chose it.
I love North Pond Cafe because of its romantic atmosphere. And if you are going to celebrate a special occasion, for myself and my husband, it was our anniversary. And we chose to go in the wintertime, and we sat in they have the front room and then there's a back room. They are both beautiful settings, but the front room is ideal because it's enclosed in glass, so you can see the trees, the snow on the trees, and then there's a fire going, so you're inside but with an outside feeling, and you feel like you're the only two people in the room.
I liked the atmosphere there, and exactly as you just described. The one thing, though, I thought was interesting was it kind of had a lodgy look to it, with the rookwood pottery above the fireplace. The service was a little more casual than most restaurants at that price, so I felt more comfortable talking to them and asking about the menu.
When I got there, it was the feeling that I would describe as estate-like. You know, I felt I was at someone's estate, and as you mentioned, restaurants in this price range, I very much enjoyed the lack of pretentiousness in this place.
I agree.
It was wonderful.
How pricey is this restaurant?
Well, I ended up spending about $230 with tip, and that I didn't think was getting extravagant food and extravagant wine. I mean, it was, I thought, though the meal was really good, it was really pricey coming out of there.
But Acacia, you said that for you, the money's worth it.
I thought it was completely worth it. I mean, it's not a restaurant we go every Friday night, okay? But we...
If you do, take me, please.
Oh, don't worry.
Conrad, Stephen here saying that the lodge-like environment made it not worth, you know, it's like if you're going to spend that much money, I think you're saying...
I'd be wanting to go to the shishi restaurants in the city. I'm going to be spending this much money. I'm going to do it right.
Yeah, well, I will say this. Fine dining generally worries me because, you know, you end up going to these wonderful places where everything tastes fantastic, okay? And you drop $300 and you're hungry. And you're going home, and I swear I've done it in the past, and it's a shame to have to stop at a drive-through on the way home after spending, you know, a car payment on dinner. And that was not the case here. I mean, and right from the beginning, I didn't know, so preemptively, I ordered everything, all the courses. By the time I got through the soup, okay, and then I had the cold smoked ruby trout salad. It came up, and that was fantastic. And I'm like, oh my Lord, I'm getting a little full here. This is going to be good. I had the pan brown pheasant,
excellent,
with the
Very
pumpkin
good.
gratin, and it was really spectacular.
The pheasant was a great portion, as you did bring up. I thought it was delicious. It wasn't particularly gamey, which I thought was very important. Before that, and the one that really stood out, was the squash soup. They had apple fennel wrapped in, I have no idea what. It was just so good. It's so fresh, and just made me want more.
Did you have wine service there?
I did. I don't I'm an amateur when it comes to wine. Please forgive me, and I'm just getting started. So I asked for a recommendation, and forgive me also for not remembering, because I had several glasses of several different varieties.
The only time you remember if it was really, really bad, or if it was really, really good.
That's how I keep it. So the recommendations were great.
I have to ask you, as a sommelier, I have to ask, how important is it when you go to a restaurant that is a little bit more upscale and you don't know, and you put your hands, put yourself in the hands of the restaurant? How important is the wine service part? For you, Keisha, how important is it?
Very important. I think the wine can make or break the dinner. If you have a taste of a wine that is too bitter, it can change the taste of your food, of your beef. You know. I had the seared beef, and our waiter recommended an Oregon wine, Syrah, which I really was not familiar with, but it complemented the beef extremely well.
The sommelier was excellent.
Yes.
He got it right on the nose. When he made a pairing with what I ate, he suggested, instead of telling me I would recommend this, he suggested based on what I liked and what I was eating, and he described it to a T. And I was really impressed by that.
And Conrad, what'd you have for dessert?
For dessert, I had the pear, it was called, with the chocolate mousse.
The mousse pear,
and it's
yes.
funny because leading up to that, you know, everything was so fantastic. I said, you know what? I've got to challenge this chef back there. I have to challenge him. So I looked through the dessert menu and I found, well, chocolate mousse, I love that. But wait, licorice ice cream. I hate licorice. As a challenge to the staff, I said, please give me that. And you know what? It was fantastic.
I'm not a big dessert person, so I had two. I went with the sugar pumpkin, and I had that pear, and they were both
great.
delicious. The sugar pumpkin, I don't know how to describe it other than it was wrong. It was so good.
If it's wrong, it must be good.
It was really good.
Well, Keisha, this was your selection. Give us the summary.
Beautiful food, tasty as well, from soup to nuts, but be willing to pay the price.
Great location. The food is fantastic. It's just a little pricey for me for something of a little more casual setting.
Conrad?
Well, I absolutely loved it, and I've paid a lot more for a lot less. So I would clearly go back there, probably, though, for a special occasion.
Well, you can take a stroll to the North Pond, 2610 North Cannon Drive, 773-477-5845. They're open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday. They also serve a Sunday brunch. Reservations are recommended. Average tab per person without drinks, $60.